Adding and subtracting polynomials. This is very, very straightforward. We're going to continue to think of it as combining like terms. Back in elementary school, when you were adding numbers like 1621 plus 483, I am thinking that your teacher would have you write the math problem vertically, lining up the right units. So you have the units place, tens place, hundreds place, thousands. And then you would just start adding, and I would have 4, 10, carry the 1, 10 plus 1 is 11, and we would get 2104. This is exactly the same idea. One thing you have to do is line up your terms. We are going to be putting things in descending order by the exponent. We talked about this in a chapter or two, knowing it was coming. We will always line things up in descending order using the exponents. And when applicable, it will also be in alpha order. So I'll explain that as we move on. But it will always be in descending order. Okay, this is written horizontally, left to right. We are going to rewrite each trinomial, because it has 3 parts, it's called a trinomial, in descending order. Well, this would come first, so I would line the 5y squared under the 7y squared. This term is negative 4y. There is no sign in front of the 2. That means it is a positive. If it wasn't positive, they would have put a negative sign in front of that. Now it's addition, so it is simply combine like terms. It doesn't matter if you go left or right. We don't carry over because you have to only combine like terms. 7y squared plus 5 more is 12y squareds. 2y's and 4 negative y's, 2 negative y. Negative 3 plus 2, negative 1. These terms are not the same. This is y squared. This is really y to the first. They're not identical. You may not combine them. On the next one, this trinomial is not written in descending order. The negative 8 and the plus 2n are reversed. So I will write negative 3n squared plus 2n minus 8. Below that, I will take the second trinomial. Remember, trinomial means it has 3 terms. Tri means 3. I'm going to write it in descending order. So I have n squared plus 5n plus 13. I knew that was positive. If it was negative, it would have had a sign. Negative 3n squared and 1 positive makes negative 2n squared. 2n's plus 5 is a total of 7n's. Negative 8 plus 13 is positive 5. That is all we can do. There's no combining terms because this n is squared. That is to the first power. The next one, it's okay that we have double variables. They are in descending order by x, because this would be x to the 0. So x squared, x to the first, x to the 0 power. I am going to take the third trinomial, line it up, matching terms underneath. So I'd have negative 12x squared plus 4xy plus 3y squared. Combining like terms, negative 3x squared plus 18xy Those are gone. You don't have to write 0y squared. It's just gone. You don't write it. I would like you to try the next one. Pause the video. Try the next one. It's an addition. You'll end up combining like terms. Please pause the video. Thank you for pausing the video. I just took each trinomial, because this has 3 terms, it's a trinomial, wrote it in descending order. 9x squared minus 4x squared would get me 5x squared. Negative 4x's minus 6 more is negative 10x. Negative 10 minus 1 more is negative 11. So adding is combining like terms. Now in the next one, we have a subtraction sign. We're going to add one additional step and then continue on. First, you will distribute that negative to everything in the parentheses. This would become a negative 4x squared plus 8x minus 6. Now we will return to just combine like terms. I would have negative x squared minus x. Whoops, I wrote 9, but I meant minus x minus 4. The additional step, distribute the negative, multiply by negative 1, and then combine like terms. This one, be very careful. I notice what we have is a polynomial because it has 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. It is called a polynomial. Here is a trinomial. This one has more terms than that. Again, it has a minus, which means the same as multiply by a negative 1. So I will distribute and line up in descending order. So I would have negative x squared plus 4x plus 3. Combining like terms, there isn't anything here, so it's kind of saying 0x cubed. So I still would get x cubed minus 3x squared. Negative 4 plus 4, they're gone, plus 9. You do not need to include 0 x's. This math problem is just longer, not more challenging. Notice I have a trinomial minus a binomial, minus a trinomial. First, I will distribute that, and I will distribute that. As I write them vertically, these are already in descending order. So I would have negative 5x squared plus 12x. For this one, when I distribute, I would have negative 2x squared plus x plus 3. Lined up all my like terms, similar to when you were learning to add in elementary school. Now I will just combine my like terms. 6 minus 5 is 1, minus 1 more, negative x squared. Negative 7 plus 12 is 5, plus 1, I get 6x. Negative 3, positive 3, that creates 0. No need to write anything down. I would like you to pause the video again. This just looks like a big problem, but it is not. Pause the video, take your time, and solve. Thank you for pausing. This one I kind of threw a curveball at you, but let's see how you did. I took the first trinomial and I realized I was missing x squareds. Traditionally, I kept saying to you, you don't need to write 0x squared, but I'm going to need it as a placeholder. When I looked at the second ordered set right here, the binomial, because it has two terms, I noticed an x squared, so I had to rewrite that. I distributed the negative sign. This one I just copied below. Then I combined my like terms. I had 11x cubes, negative 7x squareds, 0, they canceled each other out, and negative 9. I just put that there to make it a placeholder. Now I'm giving you a triangle, and I would like you to find the missing side length if this is the perimeter. Well, what does perimeter mean? Sum or distance around a shape. So this side plus that side needs to equal the perimeter. What I'm going to start with, and there's many ways to approach this, is I will add my two given sides together. (8x plus 3y). So that is 2 out of the 3 sides. I know that these added together have to equal that. So I will take my perimeter, subtract the 2 sides I know, and I would then be able to figure out the missing third side. I need to distribute, so I would have 10x plus 2y minus 8x minus 3y. The missing side would be 2x minus y long. There are obviously a few different ways to approach and solve that problem.